So let's talk about some Shout Factory. Now, I'm going to show you my Shout Factory collection. I'm going to be honest, I don't have that big of a Shout Factory collection from how much they put out and how much I would like to have. First of all, their releases are way too expensive. And I know some people say, well, they're good quality. They're movies that are obscure. Of course, they're going to be like that. But I would compare them to Mill Creek. And Mill Creek, with their new Blu ray titles, um, they're like 13 to 12, 15, maybe $20. And if they're set, they're like 60 to something bucks. Shout Factories are like $80 for like a box set or more. And yeah, some they go on sale, they go on deals, of course, but not big enough and not as often enough to where I can buy these things. I think that they overcharge for their releases. I think, a lot of their movies are actually more popular than some of the ones that Mill Creek sells, and they're charging more. And so and they're the top of the physical media game. You can't tell me that if Mill Creek's charging these prices, that Shout Factory can't too. Because they sell bigger numbers than Mill Creek does. I think it's ridiculous that they overcharge for their releases. So I don't have that many. Let's start with the DVDs, because I only have a couple DVDs. I have not watched this. I bought this because it was on sale. I think it was like $20 for this at Walmart. This has been like a going price for this at a lot of Walmarts. $20 for the Nanny Complete series. I think this is probably because this is going out of print. It's been in print for a very long time. This is an 18-disc set. And it's 6 seasons of this show that I've never watched. I believe it's on HBO Max, actually. I've been seeing it on the rounds on HBO Max, but I have not watched it on the rounds. Well, I sound so old just saying that. But yeah, I've seen it there around HBO Max. That's cool. And then we have Welcome Back, Kotter complete series. I love this show. Great sitcom. One of my favorite sitcoms of all time. So I have that. And so those are kind of my TV show boxes, because that's what a lot of Shout Factory does. They do a lot of horror, they do a lot of other stuff, but they also do a lot of box sets and things like that. A lot of TV show box sets. Critters. This is the collection of all 4. Now there is a 5th one. I have the 5th one, but it's kind of a newer reboot, and that wasn't put out by Shout Factory on Blu-ray. But this is the only way you can get these movies in the set. This is part of their Scream Factory. I'm not going to separate Scream Factory from Shout Factory. I'm going to treat them like the same thing, because Scream Factory is a sub-label of Shout Factory. They're the same thing. There's no reason that I need to be clarify which one's Scream Factory and Shout Factory. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love the Critters movies. This is a great box set. Critters 1 is a lot of fun. Critters 2 is da bomb. This movie is so much fun. I could watch this movie over and over again. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Critters 2 and not Critters 2. Critters 3 and 4 are bad. We don't need to talk about them. But this goes for like $40 to $60, which is fair. It's like 4 movies. Good deal for this. I think if you want these movies, this is the only way to get them on Blu-ray. It's a great collection. It's got making of documentaries for every single movie. It's got, they got reversible artwork, all kinds of cool stuff. If you really love the Critters movies, then you should definitely pick these up. They're kind of cheesier, fun horror movies. People comparing them to Gremlins like all the time. Though I think this was in production before Gremlins came out. And I think that's why Critters 2 is more like Gremlins, because Gremlins had come out by then. But yeah. Gravity Falls. This is the complete series. This is what I talk about when overpriced. This is a 2-season show. This only has 40 episodes. You want to know how much this set cost? $70. And it does not go down in price. Now, I can understand $60 for 4 movies on Blu-ray with all the special features and stuff. $70 for 40 episodes? In comparison, this was $60. $60. How many? Now, this is a 4-season show. It has, probably over 100 episodes on here. I don't even know. But I'm just saying, like that's a huge difference, and this is ridiculous for that price, and I cannot get behind that price. Great show, love the show. I think this is the best way to watch it. It's not weirdly censored like Disney Plus. Essentially, what had happened was this Grunkle Stan wears a fez in this show, and it's a fish. But Disney decided it's too similar to a Muslim symbol, so they edited it out. Now, my problem is not that they edited it out. I think it's a stupid thing that they did. Like, I don't think anybody was really complaining. It was just one of those things that Disney cares about and no one else. And they changed it. But they didn't change it in all the episodes. It's just weird. It's distracting. So if you don't want to deal with that horrible garbage edit of the show, here you go. Perfect way to watch it. Then we have some Steelbooks. This is The Transformers, the movie. This is the 80s Transformers movie. I love the 80s Transformers. So I love that movie. I rewatch that all the time. Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner. This has the theatrical cut and the extended version. So great edition of this movie. Tons of special features. This is a very limited Steelbook. It goes for like $15. So I'd say if you want this, go ahead and grab it. This is one of those things where when quantity's gone, the Steelbook's gone, and I think it's going to be worth something eventually. That's not a guarantee it's going to be worth something, but that's what I could see happening in the near future. Now, When Harry Met Sally. This is from Shout Factory. I've never watched this, actually. I bought this because I just kind of buy Shout Factory titles when they're really cheap. Because they're usually pretty good movies, I would say. Or at least movies that I enjoy or whatever. And, I haven't seen them all of them. But, I'm just saying, like, I usually end up liking them. And I love Billy Crystal. But I've never watched this movie. I bought it. I think it was like $13 at Walmart a while ago. And I picked it up. And I will watch it one of these days. Probably, I'm guessing tonight. That's when I plan to watch it. For the first time. I've heard great things. I know there was a previous Blu-ray of this that went out of print. So this was Shout Factory kind of putting this movie back into print. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. This is my favorite Steve Martin movie. I love watching this movie. So much fun. Actually, I don't know. It could be that or Roxanne. One of those two. Those are between my two favorite. Not Kevin Costner. Not Kevin Costner. Steve Martin. Firestarter, another one that I kind of just picked up, haven't watched. This is a Stephen King adaptation. Love Stephen King's work, so I thought I'd grab that, and I'll have to check that one out. Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. You know what Jack Burton would say at a time like this? Who? Jack Burton. Me. I love Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. My favorite John Carpenter movie, if you ask me. And then probably another one of my favorites, John Carpenter movie, Starman. Such a weird movie. It's got Kurt Russell in it. It's a fun movie. Great movie. So that's a fun one. Oh, whoop. I just did unboxing of this Blu-ray yesterday, The Explorers. This is one that actually just came out yesterday at the time of recording this. I haven't watched the new Blu-ray transfer, but this is the first time this one's ever been on Blu-ray. 2-disc edition. I love that. I love the artwork on this one. I like the slipcover, but this is like, dang, that thing's awesome. I'm excited to watch this. I kind of want to know what the difference between the home video and theatrical cut is, because I only watched it on DVD, and it didn't give me an option in between cuts. So now that for the first time ever, I think there's actually an option. So I'm gonna have to check that out. And then I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. So these are kind of not good movies. This is the Nutty Professor collection. Now, this does not include the original Nutty Professor with Jerry Lewis. This is just the remakes, the remake and the sequel to the remake with Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy. Like I said, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, all that stuff. Great stuff. He's a funny guy. I love him in Trading Places, so many movies. He's a genius, if you ask me. Um, you know, Coming to America 2 wasn't the greatest, but I still love the guy. And so this was these are kind of like guilty pleasure movies to me because as someone who loves Eddie Murphy, I watch him like I'm having fun, I'm laughing, you know. Eh, but they're still awful. They're not good movies. You know, it's just mostly jokes of like, hey, this dude's fat. Ha, he's fat, and it's not that funny. Brewster's Millions. This is Richard Pryor and John Candy comedy. It's a really funny movie. I really enjoyed that one. So have that, and then Bill and Ted: Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. Now this is the Walmart exclusive edition. Now the thing about this is that Shout Factory doesn't usually do that. And what I mean by that is this is Bogus Journey and Excellent Adventure. Now that's Bill and Ted 1 and 2 on one disc. And as I just showed you with this Blu-ray, this is one movie that has two different cuts. And it's split across two different discs. So, yeah, you're not getting the best edition of that movie with this edition, but this was the Walmart exclusive edition. And here's the thing: to buy Bill and Ted, both movies together on one Blu-ray set, that's not a Walmart exclusive. This was $10. It's $35, and I just can't get behind that. $30? Okay, I see it. I get it. $30, but just $35 for two movies is absurd to me. And I've seen it from $30 to $40, and I just couldn't do it. And so when this was, I saw this at Walmart, and I said, you know what, Bill and Ted 3 is coming out. This it wasn't coming to theaters; it was coming to streaming, and we rented it. So I bought it to watch these before it came out. And the Blu-rays aren't the greatest; they're fine. I guess Blu-ray because it's just one disc, but. It doesn't have all the special features, but look, if it means I get my movie at an affordable price and I can watch it whenever I want, I'm okay with that. I think it's annoying to me when companies just overcharge for stuff. This is all I have of Shout Factory. That looks like a lot, but compared to how much they put out, it's not a lot. There are a lot of horror titles that I love and I want to buy from them, box sets, but I can't go jump the absurd price that they're charging. It's just ridiculous to me. And I think that, if they start lowering some prices, then we can talk. But for now, I got all these. I'm happy with just these.